Hey everybody, it is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Happy Sunday and welcome to your reading. Today's reading is called What Can You Do to Get Their Attention, or what you should do to get their attention, or what would be the next steps in the connection that you came here for this reading for today, okay? And I have I have 4 piles today, which is more than I usually have. And I have 4 different actions right here, which I am going to take and mix them up and do this type of thing to them. And I will be sorting them out to each pile as well. And there's some different actions in there. One of the cards actually says, what should you do to get their attention? Next steps. One of the cards actually says nothing on it. They should be the one to take the next step. So there's certain things you could do, and then also a card for it's their turn to do something, okay? We're gonna go ahead and get into your reading, and we have 4 piles. We have pile number 1, which is represented by the bananas, or yellow, if you like that yellow color. And we have pile number 2, which is represented by the orange. We have pile number 3, which is represented by the pineapple. And we have pile number 4, which is represented by the watermelon. So take a deep breath and focus in on the piles. It might help you to kind of look at the screen for a minute too, and think about which pile is actually really calling to you, okay? And you know what? Actually, before I do that, I need to allocate these different actions to each pile. So let's go ahead. I'm doing this totally randomly, face down to each pile. Okay. And let's see, what is the action for each pile? What is the action? Okay. What is the action? What is the action? There we go. Okay, so this is going to be for pile 1. This is going to be for pile 2. This is going to be for pile 3. And this is going to be for pile 4. Lovely. Okay, and you can go directly to the timestamps below to find your pile. And we're going to go ahead and get her done today, everybody. So let's go ahead and put all the other piles aside, and we will start with pile number 1. Okay, let's go ahead and do it. All right, everybody get comfortable and get ready to buckle in. Here we go. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the bananas, and today's reading is called What Should You Do to Get Their Attention? Next Steps. Every pile got an action here. That's what this pink card is representing, or this pink note card is representing. And we will start with turning that over. Then we will look at the oracle cards, and then we'll focus on the tarot, okay? So for my pile number 1s, I just got Reese's Pieces. Maybe some of you are eating Reese's Pieces, or you've been really wanting peanut butter and chocolate lately, or you had some yummy candy or treat, all right? And I am getting the R names, and there could be a name like Reese or something like that, okay, anyway. But let's go ahead and see, or Renee, the R names coming through strong. Okay, I'm also seeing a corkscrew, and I'm like seeing somebody turning their wrist up and flipping someone off. Maybe you guys had a moment of road rage, or somebody had a moment of road rage at you. Uh-oh, pile number 1, okay, or maybe you're mad at somebody recently, pile number 1, but let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see. Anything else? I'm getting like a blue, I just heard blue suede, something blue suede, or it could be like blue suede shoes, or it could be, I am seeing like light blue ballerina shoes. Maybe some of you have a kid that was into dance or something, or maybe you were, but let's see, anything else here? I just heard the wise one, the wise one. So my pile number 1's the the hangman on the bottom of the deck. Of course, you guys are the wise ones. All right, so you guys are my wise ones today. Let's go ahead and see, what should you do? You probably already know what to do to get their attention next. Let's see. We have words of love, okay? So it seems like this person needs a little bit of ego stroking, and maybe they would like it if you would pay them a compliment. Tell them they look nice, tell them they always are dressing well, telling them that you appreciate what they're doing, telling them they're good at their job, telling them, just paying them a compliment, a little bit of ego stroking. Let them know you're thinking of them, okay? So this card is called Words of Love. And so just letting you know I'm thinking of you. If for those of you that haven't really talked too much to this person, I also have here, tell their friends something nice about them, which will eventually get back to them. And just straight up introduce yourself, okay? For those of you that haven't physically gone up to this person, and because I think this person appreciates a forward kind of approach, okay? And I think they appreciate a forward approach, and they may have their love language, maybe words of affirmation. So they may like a compliment or just something that tells them that you're noticing what they're doing, okay? And let's go ahead and look at the oracle cards here too. Okay, we have the 5 of Cups. So this person has been kind of down on themselves lately and hasn't been feeling the greatest. So probably a nice compliment would be helpful to them. We have tension, okay, semi-square, quincunx. So there could actually be some tension. We have the square, semi-square, and quincunx here, which is our 3 aspects in astrology that definitely have to do with picking up tension. And you may have been picking up tension from this person, that they are sad, agitated, irritated, upset, okay? And for those of you that are in a connection with this person or talking to them more often, you may be wondering, was it me? Did I say something? Did I do something wrong? Because the last time I feel like you interacted with this person or saw them, there was a bit of a funky vibe going on. And it may not actually even be about you per se, pile number 1. And you may know that. You guys are my wise ones anyway, but let's go ahead and see. We have regrets. Oh, well, maybe you guys are thinking, hey, I wish I could have said something in that moment. I wish I would have said something to this person. I wish I would have said something in the moment, okay? There's regrets around what's been going on with this person too. They have regrets about the way that their past has turned out or the way that things have happened to them, okay? So we have the 5 of Cups with regret. We have space, and then we have this black space here. And then, of course, the 5 of Cups is very black too, with the black robe and the figure in the black robe. And the sky is looking very cloudy and gray or stormy. And, just generally not having a good time with the 5 of Cups, okay? And there could be some regret about taking space in the connection or creating too much space in the connection, but there could also be this confusion around well, I'm not exactly sure how to approach this person. I think they're upset with me, or I think something's wrong. I don't know if I should give them their space or not. I'm not quite sure if they really want to talk. I'm not sure that because they seem a bit stuck in their emotions, or they seem a bit rubbed raw is kind of what I'm getting. In the tarot, the 5 of Cups represents Mars in Scorpio. So, and the title of it is the Lord of Loss and Pleasure. So you can tell this person is not really having the best time in their life right now. And maybe you're thinking, you know what, I should just give them some space or some distance, or I shouldn't crowd them, okay? We have the butterfly here, relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child and growth, okay? So something about this connection is could potentially promote healing or promote changes in someone. And sometimes, why did I just get the word artificial changes? All right. So maybe sometimes people are, I don't know, maybe you guys have been concerned with people who are stuck in the past or can't get over their exes, or, and it looks like they're moving on. It looks like they're changing. It looks like they're growing, but actually they're like still really like tortured or stuck in the past and they're not over something. Okay. And this person may have ended a relationship recently. They may have been experiencing a lot of tension about what to do about a particular situation in their life. And it could also be a family situation that they're going through too. They really have some deep heaviness around them right now, pile number one. And, maybe they need, someone just to say, hey, I'm thinking of you. And sometimes also with the Five of Cups, we could have somebody who went through like a death in the family or that type of thing, okay? Or is just struggling because they went through a breakup, or they're just, not in a place, right? And again, for those of you where this resonates, it could be like somebody who isn't over their ex or is still very much lamenting, okay? But I think there is some hope here with the butterfly that with time, with space, and with time, the connection could come around, or this person could come around. We have, oh yay, abundance, all right? I also feel like focusing on what you can do for yourself, pile number one, what you can do for yourself, to remind yourself like how great you're doing, because I feel like even if you, pile number one, have regrets about your past too, like you're doing, you're doing fine. I love this abundance card here. And I think also if this person has been really down about a loss of job, a loss of something that made them really like, kind of disappear within themselves and might have been a huge hit to the ego as well. I think reminding this person, maybe like keeping a positive mindset, keeping a positive attitude around this person. Also, gratitude can be a good recipe as well when someone is caught in a continual Five of Cups. Gratitude and appreciating what you have, what you do still have, can really help, okay? And I do think like you having a positive attitude and you helping this person like keep a positive mindset is is a way to kind of like let this person know that you're, that even if you, pile number one, have been through some upsets or breakups or hardships in the past yourself, that you're not going to let it get you down. You're not going to let it stop you from changing and evolving and growing, and that you believe a positive mindset in life helps you get what you want and helps you stay on track, okay? And and I think this person, they may, you may help them kind of get out of a funk, or you may help them kind of work through some of their emotional issues, pile number one. And maybe you're like, oh, I wish I would have said something. I knew they seemed down. I knew they seemed off. I wasn't sure. I thought maybe they needed space. Okay. But that's okay. And I think with the Five of Cups, giving someone space is okay. Give them space to grieve, give them space, give them time. That's completely fine. But I do feel like with the butterfly here, this relationship could change, or this relationship could definitely get better or lighter or easier, okay? And I feel like you could be a really good influence. We have zebra here, pile number one, okay? And I also feel like with the zebra here, this person may be very sensitive and creative, and like, giving them a compliment. We have words of love, a bit of ego stroking. I mean, obviously, of course, only if you mean it. Should you give them a compliment, but let them know, hey, like I saw your work, or I saw what you did, or I saw, the music that you made, or I saw the art that you did, or I saw, whatever it is you've been, wow, it was really cool. I really liked it. It's really unique. You have a really unique perspective. And I feel like you guys in pile number one, you could be artists of some type too. Very creative. I feel like I just heard I'm sad that it didn't work out, because I do feel like you and this person, or somebody being sad about something not working out, pile number one, I do feel that both you and this person could be very creative, and I like the zebra for that. The zebra shows like somebody who's not afraid to like be themselves, and somebody who's okay with being unique and different and interesting. So, complimenting them about something like that, or if they've been upset because something didn't come off like they wanted it to, like creatively wise, just reminding them that they can kind of pick themselves back up and carry on, okay? And we have magic here. So this magic is basically letting this person know, hey, like, you have a unique talent, and don't let the world get you down. Don't let the critics, this person may be upset because they feel attacked, or they feel that people are like purposely like, looking down on them, or that people are not understanding them, or people are not understanding their work and what they're trying to do. So just letting this person know, hey, like, you're actually like really good. Why did I just get the word really chill, really good? Maybe somebody says that a lot, like something's really chill or good. But magic, it's exciting, right? And I also feel like with magic here, it's like we have something to look forward to in the future. Like we have interesting things that we can look forward to in the future, and life doesn't have to be so like dull and boring and gray. And I think if you bring a bit of color into this person's world, and bring that special sauce that you always bring, pile number one, I feel like you can help this person kind of turn the page. Now, is it your responsibility to help every single human being that's down in the dumps? Is it your responsibility to take total responsibility in all connections and be the change agent for everyone, and, and always, have to keep a positive mindset and all of this? No, I mean, you're allowed to have your off days and your bad days too. And it's all about reciprocity, right? Because if somebody helps you and compliments you and is there for you when you're having a bad day or feeling down, then you'd hope that that energy is reciprocal, right? And so I just want to add that because I think that is important in this type of reading, okay? But let's go ahead and see. I feel like it's like somebody feeling sorry for themselves, or somebody feeling badly about themselves because something didn't go the way they wanted it to. But it's like, realizing this person maybe needing to hear that life isn't over. There's still so much more left to do and to be, and that, the right people will really appreciate like who they are and what it is that they're doing, okay? So let's go ahead here. Oh, there's a 5 of Cups. It just whipped out at me again. Okay, so this person may be like very deep in whatever it is that they're going through, and they may just need to go through the motions at this point. But it's not like you can't like, say a nice thing or pay them a compliment or something. They still may end up being funky, but they just need to go through it, I feel. Okay, let's go ahead and see any last advice here from the tarot for pile number 1. Ooh, the Lovers. Wow. Talk about, sparking interest, good conversation, opening up, like, taking a stab at getting to know each other better, open communication. Like, this is what I feel you're looking for as well in a connection, pile number 1. We have the 3 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles, which is, I feel like also too, telling this person, hey, like, I know you've been working so hard. I know you've really been putting everything you have into something. If you ever want to take a break, or if you ever want to talk about that, or if you ever want to, and with the Lovers here, you and this person, you may have like similar talents or similar interests, or you may have similar like things in common is what I'm getting, like things in common to talk about, perhaps work. Yeah, and I just feel like, you know, you're busy as well, pile number one. Like you are very busy right now with the Three of Pentacles. It's a very busy building type of an energy, and it's a very positive, strong type of an energy. I mean, I think you're busy and active with things going on in your own life, okay? And I feel like this person is going to get back to engaging with life as well. You know, they may be like putting a lot of their effort into work right now. They may be putting a lot of effort into like reinventing themselves work-wise. Okay, but I do feel like paying this person a compliment and like showing them like, hey, you know, like there is possible for like new growth, right? And we saw growth on this butterfly card, and the Ace of Pentacles really is a card of growth, right? So it's also a card of starting out on the right foot. You know, like when we approach a situation, we want to approach it like starting out on the right foot. And I do feel you two can start off on the right foot. It may need to be a little bit of patience as we wait for the timing to kind of unfold here, but I do feel you and this person have plenty to talk about. And maybe with the Lovers on the bottom of the deck, you were kind of talking a lot before, or you were kind of in an open communication, and then this person kind of shut down a little bit. But I don't really feel it's because of you. Pile number one is what I'm getting. So, I mean, I feel like you guys are working hard and taking what you're doing to the next level and putting in effort to what you're doing. And I feel like just keep doing that, pile number one. A lot of success for you. All right. And I do feel this person is going to come around, and I feel you guys are going to chat more or chat again. Okay. So that is what I am getting for you, pile number one. I'd love to hear your feedback or comments in the description, or not in the description box, in the comment box below. I do read all the comments, and I love all the comments as well. So thank you so much, pile number one, and take care. Let's move on to pile number two. Okay, let's do it. Pile number two, welcome to your reading. You chose the orange, and today's reading is called What Should You Do to Get Their Attention, or Next Steps in This Connection. Each card got a pink postcard here, a little pink card, note card, and there is a comment on each card with what to do, how to get to the next steps with this person, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get into it today. Pile number one, we'll take a look at this card, or pile number two. Why did I call you guys that? Pile number two, we're going to take a look at this card, and then we'll look at the oracle cards, okay? But first, let's see. Okay, Spirit's showing me a red pencil, or somebody making corrections, or maybe somebody here is correcting papers, or is a teacher, or maybe your paper got corrected recently, or you're doing editing of something, but I am seeing that. I just heard something about like not taking things personally, or not, if you are corrected, or there's something that you're doing at work or whatever, and you get corrected on something, or school or whatever, I just heard like, don't take that personally. Like, you know, you're solid, pile number two. Let's see what else here. Let's see what else. I just heard pregnant with desire. Oh, interesting. Okay, so that gives me like a real Empress Venus type of a vibe, pile number two. So let's go ahead and see. A situation is ready to come into fruition, at least from your viewpoint. Okay, Ace of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck. All right, talking about that new growth and that new attention, and we see two hands on this Ace of Pentacles. So there may be a couple of people, pile number two, that you are trying to get your attention. I don't know how you feel, okay? There might be a couple of people trying to get your attention, or you may feel that you're in a fight with someone else for someone else's attention, okay? So let's go ahead and see We have here, ooh, baked goods. Wow. What you should do to get their attention. Baked goods, all right? So it doesn't necessarily have to be baked goods like cookies or cakes or anything like that, but make them something, show them something artistic, interesting, or talented that you did. They enjoy anything that is well made with quality, okay? Very much Ace of Pentacles, like something that is well made with a certain level of quality and precision, and show off your skills, okay? So this person likes it. I mean, they like the sweet gestures. They may have a sweet tooth as well. They may actually like some baked goods, who knows? But it's like, tell them something, or actually show them something instead of telling them something, like show them something. And I feel my pile number 2s, you guys are very talented, and you may have some, you know, special talented skills that you do. So show off a little bit, pile number 2, and show like what you can do. Maybe you've got a hobby or some type of thing that you're into, and this person will be like, wow, cool. I once was doing a reading for somebody. I hope this is years ago, so I hope, or I don't know if it was a year ago. I'll just make it up a different way. But anyway, this person did a particular sport, and the person that they were going out with, they were talking to them, like out on a date with them, and this person found out they did this particular sport, and they were like really excited about that. They're like, wow, cool. You know, I didn't know you did that. That's so awesome. Okay, so maybe some of you are really good at sports, or you're very good at something that you do. I'm also seeing like somebody who like makes jewelry, or does artistic things, pile number 2, like show off what you do. And I feel like it gets this person attention, and they're like, very cool. All right, so we have here the 3 of Cups. Ooh, I like it. Maybe you'll be getting this person's attention at an outing or a gathering. I mean, I feel like you don't really have that hard of a time getting attention anyway, pile number 2 with the 3 of Cups. And I feel like you're real fun to be around, and that you're like a real joy to be around, and people genuinely like enjoy what you bring to the table. Okay. And I think you're a lot of fun. And I think showing this person, hey, like, you know, like even if you just have like a really cool group of friends and you like hanging out and doing different stuff, and yeah, I mean, I feel like you have a lot to share, pile number 3 or 2. So let's see. We have Ascendant and we have Entrance. Wow. I have arrived, right? I have arrived on the scene. And this is card 35. And then we have card 3 here. So somebody may be in their 30s, like early 30s or mid 30s. All right. I'm seeing 30 to 35, but it's like, I've arrived on the scene. And when I come on the scene, everyone's having fun. Everybody's smiling. Everybody's laughing. Everybody's enjoying themselves, having a grand old time. Also, I feel like you could have an invitation to a party, pile number 2, or to some type of event or some type of thing, social gathering. And I feel like you're going to make quite an impression, okay? And like it's going to be like your moment, or you will be getting a lot of attention. We have here, ooh, lust, right? Oh my goodness. I got that channeled message, pregnant with desire. Oh my goodness. Well, you know, you're really, I was going to say pop and lock in, or making it pop, or whatever, pile number 2. You're doing good. Like, you know, you walk into the room, you're shining, you're bright, you're excited, you're happy. You're talking to people. I feel like, you know, putting yourself out there and not being like super shy is also really going to help you. And maybe it takes a little bit of liquid courage with the 3 of Cups here. But I mean, I feel like this person could respond very well to you, honestly. Like, I feel they may be very open to like partying or talking or hanging out or meeting you, or they might have like an instant attraction to you here with the Ascendant and then Lust coming up. All right, we have ideation. I don't know that you're going to have too many problems, pile number 2, getting this person's attention, really. Ooh, boy. Okay. So I'm going to get the other cards out. We're going to talk about this card. Okay. We got some stuff going on here. We have the dolphin. Okay. So, here's, and the last one, guides. Okay. So pile number 2, I do feel like your guides are coming through to warn you about a particular person. And it may be kind of like a too good to be true type of a vibe. Or it just may be a habit that you get into sometimes. Like you really wanting to impress someone, or you really wanting to bring out the big guns or impress people or whatever, and getting like very attached to somebody right away, idealizing them with this ideation card. Okay, but really with lust, maybe there's some like darker things going on. I'm also seeing the letter A here. Okay, whether you're an A or they're an A, I'm definitely seeing the letter A. Okay, okay. I'm also seeing the number 94. I'm seeing the number 4, all, A, all. Okay, the word all. Okay, interesting. I'm also seeing a B and an R here too. And the number 38. Okay, so somebody here may be around that age. But anyway, I feel like, lust is fun. I'm also seeing a V here as well, an L and a V, okay? Lust is fun. It's exciting. It's interesting. But what's going on with the dark? There's something really dark, I feel, pile number 2, about some of the people that you've attracted, or some of the people what you should do to get their attention, right? Is to be fun and flirty and make an entrance and be really like sexy and sexual and all of this, okay? Now, somebody though is coming in, because we have the golden mirror and the grim reaper here. So somebody is coming off as being self-absorbed, narcissistic, love bombing, okay? And that could definitely be the 3 of Cups with the ideation and the ascendant, the lust and the dolphin, I'm a good guy or I'm a good girl, okay? But it becomes clear, once you get to know this person, pile number 2, you may find out that this person isn't really who you thought they were. You may find out that this person actually needs a lot of attention themselves, or that they're a liar or a cheater, or they engage in a lot of infidelity, or that they put people on a pedestal when they meet them and give them a lot of compliments and really chase them hard with this ascendant and lust and everything. You may actually this person may lead people to think with this dolphin energy here that they're connecting with someone on a deep emotional level, or they're bonding with someone on a deep emotional level, when all they really want is sexual conquest, okay? So they may have a way of making somebody fall for them, pile number 2, okay? They may have a way of making somebody making somebody feel like they're really, really special with this 3 of Cups and ideation, and making somebody feel like they're very important, and they make this grand entrance into someone's life. But then, there's no man behind the curtain. It's a real Wizard of Oz situation. There's no there's nothing there. It's I don't know why I'm getting the Wizard of Oz so much, but it's the lion that doesn't have the heart, or the the scarecrow that doesn't have the brain, or the the robot that doesn't have any feeling. I don't remember what all of them are, but you guys, you know what I mean. Anyway, for those of you that are a Wizard of Oz fan, but it's like somebody portraying something and putting on a really good show and like looking really active and engaged, and like getting their attention very easily. Like some of you may have gotten this person's attention very, very easily, and it wasn't that hard actually to get their attention because they had all their attention on you and they were making you feel very special or making you feel like, wow, you know, like ideation, 3 of Cups, man, I feel good. I knew that I would now. Da, 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 da. I feel good, right? And thinking, wow, I'm like really connecting with this person, with this dolphin, and dolphin representing water, you know, like we're vibing, we're flowing, we're getting into it. But then, you know, but then at the end of the day, it's like an empty void with this Grim Reaper here, okay? And the relationship is over, no second chances, grow and transform your life, okay? So this could also represent with this Golden Mirror and Grim Reaper, like somebody being very cruel, or somebody who comes off as very like kind and caring and into you and all about you and wants to know everything about your life and wants to know like everything about your family and your life and your history and gets you to kind of like open up to them and gets you like going sexually and gets you all, you know, made a real entrance into your life, pile number 2. But ultimately this person, you know, we have show them something, show off, show them a talent that you have. Maybe you did show them a talent that you had already, or you did show off. But I also feel like this could be the negative side of somebody like showing off as well. And, you know, or somebody thinking that like, you know, what I see is actually a lot of love bombing, pile number 2, like somebody who really lays it on thick, and gives you all their attention, but then takes it away and discards you and then makes you feel like you're not good enough and you need to prove to them that you're like legit or that you're good enough, okay? And this may even go back to problems in your family, pile number 2, where you had a parent that was narcissistic or a sibling or, you know, something really rough going on where you felt like you always had to be the good girl or the good guy or help everyone out or be there for everyone. But with this Dolphin and Lust card, I feel like it's like somebody getting used, you know? And I feel like when you come away from this person, you end up feeling used. And this person with this 2 Ace of Pentacles, like with 2 people pulling on it, this person may actually like it when people fight over them or when people are like desperate for them, or they may kind of get off on that a little bit, okay? And they, you know, in this deck is the Tarot of Opposition. So we see the Ace of Pentacles reversed. We see the more negative side here where it's like you think you're starting something legit with somebody, but it's really not what you think. It's really like rotten and gross, okay? Rotten, old, gross, whatever, okay? And old, rotten, you know, whoever that you were with, pile number 2, okay? But I'm also seeing a dragonfly here too. So for some of you, I feel like, you know, you're very sensitive, pile number 2 with the 3 of Cups and the dolphin, and you want to see the best in people, but you're also no dummy. I feel a lot of you here are probably quite intuitive and you picked up on spiritually that there's something going on. Now, the other card I want to address here, pile number 2, is your guides, okay? And your guides are showing up in this reading to say, you know, baby, you're too good for this, okay? And I love it because they're coming through as lucky number 7, okay? They're trying to get your attention. I feel they are trying to point something out to you, and they're trying to show you something about like a pattern with relationships or the way that you connect with people. There's nothing wrong with being like excited to get to know someone or like, you know, like very open, but I feel like they're telling you to like be a bit more protective of yourself, okay? And sometimes when we have like a lower self-esteem, or we have people in our life who demean us or degrade us, like we're just so hungry for connection with this ideation and Three of Cups. We're so hungry and starved for a decent connection that we just embrace any opportunity, you know, to really connect with someone. And maybe not any opportunity, but you know what I'm saying? For somebody that you're like, wow, you know, but it could all be an act. And I think that's the thing that you guys worry about sometimes, because I feel pile number 2, like you are very pure of heart, or you are very kind, and you do tend to maybe put people on a pedestal sometimes. And then, you know, you meet somebody who reciprocates that to you, but understanding whether they're sincere or not is a big, you know, and it's where attention really isn't enough. Like just giving someone positive attention at the end of the day, it's cool, but it's not really enough to sustain like the reality of a connection. You know, there's like, wow, like, you know, those type of things. And then there's like the real reality of like being with someone on like a day-to-day, like, you know, where a lot of things come up, right? To me, this feels like somebody who is creating a fantasy with you and then wants you to kind of like work for their love or attention. Okay, which I'm not feeling. Pile number 2, I'm really not feeling. And I think you're too like wonderful and too amazing as a person to really have to put up with this, you know, for any more time in your life, really. Okay, and we may need to work on like boundaries and things like that. And I get it, pile number 2. I completely get it. I've been there myself, you know, and sometimes it gets better when you get older, because you're like, I'm not going to put up with crap, you know. You start to, when I was younger, I was like, wow, you know, towards everyone. But you get a little bit older and it's like, yeah, you know, you see a little bit different side of humanity. But anyway, so let's go ahead and see what, since pile number 2's guides evidently showed up in this reading with a message for them. Pile number 2's guides, what do you have to say here to my pile? What's your advice for pile number 2's guides? Okay, we have the 7 of Wands. Definitely don't try to force things that you know at the end of the day would just kind of like set you back, or kind of at the end of the day aren't really maybe like worth the struggle. Okay, and let me see what else here. We have the Queen of Swords. Wow. So your guides are coming through and saying, you actually, instead of trying to get this person's attention in a nice way, or like giving them compliments or trying to prove yourself, I mean, you're already coming through as the Queen of Swords. So you're already very smart. You're very intelligent, pile number 2. You weren't born yesterday. Okay. And I think it's really important that if there's something that you need to say, that you just say it. Okay. And you know, your guides are wanting you to be like more discerning, and they're wanting you to be a little bit more cutting. And they want you to cut some people off, honestly, is what I feel. Okay. And, you know, they're saying that if somebody left your life, definitely think about it and don't stoop, don't do anything like that. Don't back yourself into a corner anyway. Be very like astute and logical and disciplined with what you're saying and doing, okay? And we have the World card. Okay, so pile number 2, you're really changing, and the World card has to do with maturity, right? And sometimes we like really need to see things for what they are. And it's okay that, you know, that we go through some trials in life in order to see this. But I feel like your guides are saying, for those of you that have been like assertive about telling people, yeah, that's not gonna, like, you've taken the sentimental BS out of things, and you've just told someone, hey, like, I'm not gonna XYZ, or I'm not gonna be, your love toy, or I'm not gonna be like at your service or whatever. Okay. For those of you that have taken this kind of step, I feel like good job. Okay. And I feel like your guides are saying, if you're leaning into that more and more these days, that is a true sign of like mental discipline, accomplishment, change, growth within you. Okay. And you're looking for somebody that's mature and has a mature mindset. Okay. And I feel like some of these like games that people play are very childish. Do you know what I'm saying? Pile number 2, like some of these ways, and I feel like these like narcissists or whoever, egomaniacs that you're attracting, or these like rude players, whatever the hell they are, I feel like you're smarter than them, you're better than them, you're stronger than them, and you can see through it. You can see through their games. You can see through their manipulations. You can see through it, and you don't need to put up with it, okay? So I feel like it's time to put an end to a particular situation with this World card here. And it doesn't have to be like a bad thing. I think it's actually a very good thing. And I feel like it like sets you free. And I feel like it sets your mind free too. Like you're not worried about something anymore, and you're free to go find somebody better, okay? Or you're free to go just spend some time even by yourself, like thinking about what it is that you want in the future, okay? So if you're contemplating, should I go and try to talk to this person or give them attention or whatever, you're too good for that, pile number 2, and you don't need it. All right, your guide's coming through with a very, very strong message for you. And I feel like with this 7 of Wands on the bottom of the deck, you're not a person that likes to give up on people or things, and I get that. But with the World card and the Queen of Swords, it's also a matter of time, and time isn't like, time is something we can't get back, right? We can just pick up where we left and start again. And some things are just not efficient. You know what I mean? Some relationships are just not efficient and don't make the cut and don't make the grade. And I feel like this person definitely does not make the cut or make the grade. Okay. So that is what I am getting for you, pile number 2. And, I like to give it to you honest and real about what is going on, okay? And I'd love to hear your feedback or comments in the description box below if this reading resonated for you. Let's go ahead and move on to pile number 3. Okay, let's do it. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the pineapple, and today's reading is called What Should You Do to Get Their Attention, or Next Steps, okay? And we're going to look at, regarding the person that you came here for, what should be your next step? What's the thing you should do? And maybe you've been like back and forth in your mind thinking, what should I do? What should I do? Okay, we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. Every pile got a pink note card here, plus your oracle cards, which we'll look at in a minute. Okay, what does pile number 3? Let's see if I can get some channeled messages for pile number 3, okay? So I'm hearing the noise of like a train. Maybe you live in a place where you're close to a train, or you hear like that a lot, or you're trying to sleep, or you can hear the train. Also, somebody could be traveling by train somewhere too. But anyway, anyway, pile number 3. I just got a naughty thought in my head about a train. But anyway, we're not going to go there. Maybe somebody was watching an adult TV show about a train or something. But anyway, pile number 3. Our minds are already in the gutter. We haven't even started. Let's see. Let's see. I just heard Pinocchio, so maybe some of you are like, yeah, I know my kids have been lying to me lately, or they're not telling me the whole truth, or, you know, I'm sick of little boys who lie, or, you know, or maybe you watched Pinocchio recently. I think there's like a remake of it going on somewhere, but anyway, or maybe your kids were watching that. Let's see what else for pile number 3. Okay, I just heard like a testament to something. Maybe somebody told you it's a testament to your something. I heard something about a testament. And there is also something about the Old Testament. So maybe some of you come from like a Jewish background, or you come from like a stricter like religious upbringing is also what I'm getting here too. Interesting. Pile number 3. Let's see. Anything else here for pile number 3? I just heard like wet as the ocean or something like that. I don't know. I mean, of course the ocean is wet, but anyway, I'm just stating the obvious now. Pile number 3. Maybe you have like to this person told them like you stated the obvious to them, and it's like, okay, what next? But let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see. We have the 2 of Wands on the bottom of the deck, right? So something that started off like very strong, or started off very like, you know, quick, or something that started off with a lot of like energy. The 2 of Wands is representing Mars and Aries in the tarot, and it is the Lord of Dominion. Okay, so normally I feel like you guys don't like shy away from new experiences, or you're not like, you know, you are able to take on new experiences or take on new adventures or try new things. But there may be something about this situation that is like causing you to pause and think about, should I do this or should I do that? So we're going to take a look at what's going on. Wow. Okay. I had a feeling pile number 3. Okay. So like you have been very overt, or you have clearly like stated where you're at, because I see she's very strong here in this 2 of Wands with where she's at. But you're trying to determine, and I think you've made your position clear. But one of the cards that was going to come through in this reading I mentioned at the beginning was a nothing card. So what should you do to get their attention? Next steps. Okay, your pile got the nothing card, and what this means is you shouldn't really do anything. Like if you have been doing a lot of things already to get the ball rolling with the 2 of Wands, and you're like, well, I've already reached out, I've already like let them know I'm interested, or it's pretty obvious like how I feel, like I'm not like, you know, I'm not over here playing games. You know, the 2 of Wands is very straightforward energy, and I feel like normally like you're in your element when it comes to connections or chatting with people, but this person might be behaving in a way that's a little bit cold, or they might be a little more remote, or maybe they're at a distance from you too, or there's some distance physically between you both. But Spirit is saying nothing, like there is nothing that you should do right now to get their attention, and that is because the ball is in their court. It's your move, sir or ma'am, okay? It's your move. The ball is in their court. They need to make the first move at this point. You may have already made an overture towards them, or you may have already tried to do something here with the 2 of Wands, but at this point, it's up to them. Maybe you went to go see them. Maybe you made a plan. Maybe you reached out. Maybe you did this, whatever. It's up to them now. They need to make the next move. Your move, all right? If we're playing a game of chess, it's your move, all right? Not your move, pile number 3, their move, okay? It's their turn to say something or to do something if they want to keep this connection going, all right? So very interesting, because I feel you guys are very forthright people, and you're not playing a whole lot of games here with the 2 of Wands. I feel like you've been pretty like straightforward. I feel it's on them, okay? And here's the 9 of Swords just popped up, and you guys are like, oh, I was afraid of that, you know? But it is, and maybe you've been worried, and maybe it's been a bit confusing, but let's go ahead and see what's going on with them here. We have the Strength card, okay? And we have the 10th house and authority. Okay. So, I feel like you guys are very good at being progressive and proactive about like yourself and what it is that you need. I feel like you're not really, again, the strength card isn't really playing games. I mean, and I feel like normally you guys are pretty confident, and I feel like you're not like super afraid to kind of like go out on a limb and be like, this is what I want. They need to muster up enough balls or ovaries or whatever it is. They need to like take the reins. They need to take the authority at this point, the 10th house. So the 10th house is the most visible part in the chart, okay, in the astrology chart, and it's a house of career. It's also a house of kings. It's a house of reputation. It's a house of it's an angular house. So it's very much a show yourself type of a house. It's where like high noon is located. Come out with it already. Okay. So this person needs to like muster up enough courage with the strength card and the 10th house to like show themselves. Okay. And they may be a little bit hanging back, and you're like, well, did I come on too strong? And maybe that's a thought you're having. But I feel like to a person that has like a normal ego, a normal like healthy approach to talking and getting to know people and like relationship wise, I feel like your approach was fine. Or you're like, well, maybe my approach was too aggressive, 2 of wands, okay? And now I'm not sure what to do next. It's like, I mean, I think you took a risk, you put yourself out there, but at this point, I feel you guys need to kind of maybe lock it up a little bit here with the strength card and not take any more moves until this person comes out of their cave and kind of shows what's up, okay? We have sorrow here, so interesting. Right? And it could be like a thing where it's like, this always happens, or this person isn't feeling good about themselves, or they're feeling very beaten down by life, or they're, really sad about something in their life. All right. But let's get the other cards out. We have anger. Yeah. I mean, you could be a little bit pissed off as well. Pile number 3, that it's like, there really isn't anything else that I can do here. Like, I can't make this person isn't like a dog, and I can't be like, come here, Scruffy, come here, Muffy, come here, whatever, Bobby Sue, come here, Jackson, come here, Tiffany, like, you can't like make a person come. And people are very stubborn sometimes. The strength card in the tarot represents Leo energy, right? And maybe some of you are getting a little bit pissed off that, you're putting in effort or you tried, but this person isn't really like doing anything. Okay, we have healing the heart, healing from heartbreak, freedom from a toxic relationship or addiction. Okay, and I think you guys are ready to get yourselves out there. I just think that you may be, I feel like you guys are like, for once I'm ready. Like, I feel like it's taken you guys a lot to get to where you are, to feel like strong and confident. I mean, not everyone's strong enough or confident enough to like approach someone. And I feel like, you finally got to a place in your life where you're like, I feel strong and confident about myself. I feel beautiful. I feel like I'm ready to like get out there. I'm seeing card 48 here. Somebody may be around that age. But it's like, I'm feeling strong and confident about myself. And, I've done a lot of things in my life. And walking up and talking to someone new or getting to know someone isn't like, I can do it. I feel there is an inherent confidence there. Pile number 3 for you. But you may be feeling annoyed that, as much effort as you put in and as much concentration and focus with the strength card, like it just isn't, connecting for some reason. And that sense of rejection, I think, can also make a person like very angry, or if you've been doing a lot in this connection to like hold the connection together, or you've been doing a lot to kind of like make things happen, expecting that in some way this person is going to reciprocate. I feel like this is where you may be starting to get kind of pissed off, and you're like, damn Skippy, Natalie, like I'm not going to do anything anymore. I'm annoyed, they need to step it up. And, and I can see why you're irritated with that. It's like, I try and I try and I try, but whatever. And whatever, go off, pile number 3's person. So we have here, the thing is about this person is I feel like they're very remote from you. So either they don't live near you, or they're rather cold, or they're not giving away any of their position at all. It's like a layer of ice has descended over them, and no amount of heavy breathing from your end, like, when you're trying to defog your windshield, is going to help the situation. The thing is iced over. And I feel like it could be because this person is still getting over something from their past, okay? It could be that this person is, like trying to talk to someone else or trying to get to know someone else and is using an excuse that they're not over someone from their past, okay? Like, and that may really piss you off, pile number 3, because you're like, how long is it going to take or whatever, And I think there may be a little bit with the 2 of Wands on the bottom of the deck, there might be a little bit of impatience too that you're dealing with. But when you're dealing with someone who's moving at a glacial pace, like, I get it. But the thing is that we can't force something, no matter how right we think it is, or how good we think it is, or how amazing we think it is. If it's just us standing in a room by ourselves at the end of the day, we're not accomplishing necessarily the goal that we want to. And I feel you're a very like goal-driven person, pile number 3, and that may also irritate you. But I also think pile number 3, like sometimes the achievements and the goals and the things that we do are not really like things that you can measure, right? Like, like having the best relationship in the world and everyone can see it, right? That sometimes people define themselves by like their relationship success and how it looks to other people and all this stuff with the 10th house. But I think at the end of the day, like you guys have been healing your heart, okay? And the fact that you can get out there and like someone, or the fact that you can like put effort or time into something or be willing to explore. I feel like with the 2 of Wands, you're like an intrepid explorer, pile number 3. Like you're out there exploring in the wilderness, and you're, trying a new map, and you're using a new map, and you're trying different things, and you're talking to different, people, whatever it is. You're out there trying to kind of get yours. And I like that, but it may be frustrating. And it may be like, like when a lion gets like a sliver underneath its paw, like it can be very like wounding or like ego, but I think it's also like this person could also just be like a sliver under your paw. I mean, it could be kind of a stop on the road to pile number 3, finding a true love. But I also feel like rejection does hurt, and it can make us feel like, God, am I doing something wrong? We have wedding rings. Oh my goodness. Union, wedding, married, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. Okay. So this person could have wanted to marry you. You could have wanted to marry them. There is some sorrow about a wedding though. Okay. We have sorrow with wedding here. So this person could have decided to go with another person, or decided to enter into another union, or, maybe behind your back, which could have really pissed you off as well. I feel like some of you are healing from this situation, okay, with this healing heart here. But this person may be like off in another union with someone else, or doing some other type of a thing. And I feel like you guys are kind of saying, yeah, well, it's bullshit, you know, like whatever it is they're doing is bullshit or whatever. I get it, pile number 3. I really, really do. But I also think right now the focus needs to be on you and your path and your journey too. And I get that it's not fair, and I get that it's not probably what you expected. And I get that the situation may be very agitating too. But if it helps you, I feel like this person isn't exactly like happy all the time with who they're with or with what their choice was. And I also feel sometimes you are on their mind, especially sexually, pile number 3, okay? I do. But at the same time, is this person here and in the room doing the work? Are they actually like about it? Okay? And I am getting like a remoteness or from this person, and it's 111 right now in your reading, pile number 3. So 111, of course, 1 + 1 + 1 equals 3. So and 3 is a crowd, right? And I do think this person could have gone off to be with whoever and left you to kind of pick up your own pieces and heal from the situation. Okay, so I just feel like, you know, you're a very strong person, pile number 3, and you deserve to be with somebody who treats you with dignity and respect and not this kind of underhanded BS, okay? And I feel like this person could have a lot of excuses, but I also feel like you kind of like see through them. We have unicorn here, so you know, you're a very special person, pile number 3. Not everybody is like you. Not everybody is willing to go to the lengths that you're willing to go for the people that they care about, okay? But you may have been feeling kind of alone or cast aside or set aside, okay? The unicorn in this deck also has to do with the third eye, okay? So I feel intuitively, like, I feel sometimes you guys are stubborn and maybe you just try to like muscle through situations, even though you know, because you're very strong-willed, even though you know, like, it's not necessarily going the way you want it to go, you still like push through it, okay? But I also just feel like it's exhausting, you know, and this poor unicorn looks rather exhausted. And I'm seeing a Cancer, like the crab. Somebody here may be a Cancer. We definitely have Leo showing up here too with the Strength card. But I'll tell you guys if I see other signs as well too here. But I just feel like your psychic antenna and your radar is out there. And you're picking up that this person is a hot mess in their feelings. And I don't think you're wrong. But I also just think that, you know, it feels lonely is what I'm getting, pile number 3, okay? And I get that. I really, really do. But I also think you've been going through a healing phase and you've been putting the pieces back together in your life and you're doing a great job of it. And some of you may be very, like, doing very well at work with the 10th house here. And you may be doing, you know, a lot of great work and you may be highly creative during this time. There may be a lot of other things that you need to focus on besides this whole thing, okay? And yeah, anyway, we have gratitude here. I do feel that this person has gratitude for meeting you, or this person has gratitude for you seeing the light in them, or for you seeing what's special within them, because I feel like this person doesn't feel that way about themselves very much. And I feel like that's why it's really hard for this person to like let people in. I feel like, you know, and it could make you really mad. Like, this person could have had a better life with you, pile number 3, or things could have been better between you two. But I also feel like within your soul, pile number 3, you're finding peace in knowing that, you know, like, there's more special experiences for you to be had out there, and that this isn't the end of the road. And I do feel you're grateful for mostly everyone that crosses your path and the experiences that you have and the learning that you have. I do feel this person was very grateful to meet you because you saw a light in them at a time when they were not able to see the light within them. Okay, and I do feel this person remembers you or thinks about you like that you're a very unique person, and that you're like somebody special. Okay, pile number 3. So I want you to know that too. All right, but at this point, you know, it's exhausting and it's upsetting having to like worry about the next steps of this connection. And I get it, pile number 3, I really do. But I think you're doing a great job with staying strong and, you know, doing really great at work. I think you're being very impressive. People may not even know how annoying certain situations have been for you, because I feel like you guys are very good at like putting on a strong face in situations and acting like things are not bothering you when underneath you may be quite bothered by a situation. And some of you could be having a work situation with someone here as well. Like this could have been a work situation, or it is or was, okay? But at the end of the day, this person is going to pick their experiences based on, and the people in their life based on, you know, what it is that they want and think they deserve. And if that's a low bar for them, then that's a low bar for them, but they don't need to involve you in the low bar that they're setting for themselves, okay? So that is what I am seeing here, pile number 3. The ball's in their court, you know, they owe you. I feel like this person does owe you a debt of gratitude, or I do feel like they could owe you an apology as well with the strength and anger card here. I don't know that this person has it within them to like do that, but I do think they could owe you an apology as well, okay, for the way that they acted or the way they were or treated you. And I'm using past here because this person could have moved on with this wedding ring. I mean, possibly you two were talking about marriage at one point, or talking about, you know, being soulmates or being really connected. And it's like, you know, why can't we just like work this thing out, okay? Or why can't we just like mend fences or even be friends, okay? But I kind of feel like this person owes you an apology as well, pile number 3. So, you know, they need to express, you know, what you've been for them. You may have helped them out in a lot of ways as well too. But anyway, pile number 3, let's go ahead and see what is the advice for pile number 3 here. What is the advice here? Death on the bottom of the deck, okay? Scorpionic energy. And yeah, so, you know, it's interesting because Leo and Scorpio form a natural square to one another. And, you know, they're both very stubborn signs. They're both fixed signs, and they both want to do things their way and see the world their way and do things their way, okay? And like we said, we can't really force someone into anything. And there is this is like old energy, I feel, hanging out. For some of you, the reason why I was referring to it in the past is because this is something from your past, or it is something that already ended. And maybe you're wondering, like, is there anything else? You know, should there be anything else? Okay. And yeah, with death on the bottom of the deck, it's like, no, it's like a big no, I feel like, from Spirit, in the sense that the ball is in their court. There's literally nothing else for you to do. You could light yourself on fire for this person, you know, stand like John Cusack with your radio above your head below their window in that movie, say anything. You could do whatever, but at the end of the day, like, you know, this person needs to transform and move on with their own life. And in order to discover, they need a lot more work, I feel like, pile number 3, before they would represent somebody who is like good for you, okay? We have the Nine of Pentacles here. I love that. I see the owl here. Some of you may resonate with that energy. And then we have the Lovers. All right. And the Nine of Pentacles shows that some of you here may be like, I feel you're very wise, pile number 3, about relationships and love. And I feel like you have built up your self-esteem. You have built yourself back up. You've built a wonderful life for yourself, or you're in the process of building a wonderfully intelligent life for you, especially with your work or your career. I feel some of you are going to be very successful. You may be saving for something. You may be working a lot right now. You have your eye on the prize is what I can see here, pile number 3. But I also feel like with this Lovers card here, there is this dark and light side to this connection. I feel like you've seen both sides of it, but I feel like there's still something within you that says, you know, I can't deny the soul connection that I had with this person, but it's not healthy for me to fixate it on it anymore. Okay, I need to focus on me and my life, okay, and make healthy, healing heart decisions for myself, okay? Some of you may have moved on alone. You may have moved away from this person. You and this person may not like be near each other or close to each other anymore in a way where you're not really like seeing each other. And, you know, with the Lovers showing up, I agree. There's no denial that there is some type of special connection between you and this person. But at the end of the day, how much are you wanting to sacrifice to hang on to something that may, or, you know, to something that, I mean, with the Lovers, it's like, okay, well, maybe in the future there is a hope for us, or maybe in the future we'll talk. All right, the Lovers representing Gemini in the tarot. So like, you know, maybe the situation will flip. Maybe we'll talk. Maybe something will happen. I mean, maybe. I don't know how much hanging on to those maybes is actually like helping you though, pile number 3, okay? And there may be like a hopeful side to it, like a very light side to it of keeping an open mind, but also a very dark side to it too, where it's like tickling those fantasies or kind of playing in that sandbox again mentally is like destructive with death on the bottom of the deck, okay? So just something to think about. I feel you already know the truth. I feel you're well aware of this already, pile number 3, okay? I'm probably not telling you something that you didn't already 100% know for yourself, but it's good to have that reinforcement that there's really nothing else for you to do here except be the unicorn and be the fabulous person that you are, because the ball is in their court. And the ball, I feel, has been left in their court for a while. Like, if they want to try to revive something from the dead and like redo it, they're going to have to come back and fix, okay? And I just, with death here, I feel like Spirit is saying in judgment too. We have judgment and death in the World card. It's like this chapter, it does us nothing to hang out in this old energy when new growth is trying to enter our life, okay? So that is what I am going to give you, pile number 3, for your reading. You're at a powerful place in your life, and I hope you know how strong you are. Pile number 3, I wish you the best, and if you'd like to leave me a comment, I would love that. Let's move on to pile number 4. Okay. Alrighty. Pile number 4, welcome to your reading. You chose the watermelon, and today's reading is called What Should You Do to Get Their Attention? Next Steps. Okay, pile number 4, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Oh, watermelon, so sweet, reminds me of the summertime. Let's do it. Pile number 4. You guys are like crossing your fingers. I hope this person is decent. I hope this is a good question for me or a good reading for me. I'm right there with you. Pile number 4. I feel like some of you could have listened to some tarot readings lately and they were like really dire or really, tough or something, all right? But you always can count on me to tell you the truth, pile number 4, but at the same time, I got my fingers crossed for you too, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. I think Spirit just told me something about Play-Doh or somebody eating Play-Doh. Maybe you have kids that did that or you did that. But I also feel like they're telling me that because of like art or play or having more fun or being more playful about love and relationships, okay? We have the 2 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So weighing and measuring things out and seeing where things fall. It's the 2 of Pentacles is a pretty serious type of a card. Like it is fairly serious, all right? But it's like, where do I stand in the middle of all these changes, right? And I feel like you guys are more than willing to go with the flow of like whatever Spirit has planned for you, and that your faith or trust in the divine is at a good point right now in your life. And I feel like you are malleable to a certain extent. You're not trying to like force anything. I do feel you're trying to ride with the waves of change and the ups and downs of life. Yeah, interesting. Pile number 4. You may also trying to be deciding between a couple different people. Okay, and maybe you're like, well, where should I put my attention? Because there could be a couple of different things going on in your life. And it's like, well, should I put my attention here or there? So we'll look at it, pile number 4. We have here your card for what should you do to get their attention, next steps. And I think you'll be very successful at getting their attention, actually, pile number 4. What is the best way to get their attention is to ask for their help with something. Okay, I feel like this is a nice person. They like to feel useful. They enjoy doing things for others, okay, at work, or, this could be somebody, maybe you know them from work or school or your friend group. You could ask them to help you with something. You could ask them, hey, would you mind helping me out with this? I feel like they're like, sure, yeah, no problem, okay? And some of you may be wondering if this person is single too. You're like, yeah, I like this person. I'm not sure. Are they single or what? Maybe we can find that out for you here, pile number 4. But anyway, you could ask for their advice on something or for their opinion on something or their assistance, okay? And yeah, like I feel this person would be happy to help. I feel they are a person that is happy to help with things. There may be something that you're trying to decide right now about work or school, or I'm also getting, home improvements or investments or certain things that you want to do with your money. I feel like this person, like, talk to them because I feel like they will be open to that. Let's go ahead and see what we have here. The Page of Swords, right? Give advice, talk. Hey, I have a question. I was wondering, like if you're at a store and you see a hottie and you're like, hey, is this washing machine or is this refrigerator any good? Anyway, and this person's like geeking out and telling you all the things. Actually, I feel this person is wanting to get your attention, or they're wanting to talk to you, or they're looking for an excuse or reason to talk to you. So just like you opening the door and saying something could actually get things flowing and get things moving. We have second house here and resources. Yeah, this person may be involved in business or finance, or they may do sales, or they work with like property or money or houses or these types of things, or they sell different things, all right, ask them, like, hey, I was wondering, I heard that you know how to like do whatever, okay? I feel like this person is like, sure, yeah, like, sure, I'd love to give you advice on that. Sure, absolutely. This person could be in like baking or finance or do something with money as well. And I feel like they love to give advice, or they like to share their opinions. They're probably like quite smart as well. Or maybe you're looking to like buy a computer, or you're looking to, invest in something, and it's like, what option should I pick, or what should I do? They'd be happy to help. We have cold shoulder here. Okay, so that's interesting. We are going to, you guys may sometimes have a hard time asking for help. That may be a little bit of an issue too. I also feel like maybe this person feels like they did try to talk to you, or they did try to like chat with you about something, but you acted like you weren't interested, or you acted, and maybe at the time you guys were talking to someone else, or you were busy or whatever. But interesting. We have frustration. This person is trying to talk to you and get your attention, I feel. Okay. And we have mask here, not showing true feelings, and hiding and not showing true feelings. All right. And yeah, this person may feel, okay, somebody here is trying to talk to the other person, trying to chat them up or say different things. But also there may be a bit of a blockage here, a communication blockage, pile number 4. Maybe there is some type of a communication difference or cultural difference between you two, where you don't speak the same language, or there could be frustration around like striking up a conversation because we're worried that the other person really isn't going to be interested in what we say, or like faking interest in something too. All right. And it's like, maybe you guys are saying, I can't really like fake my interest in something though, Natalie, like it's hard for me. And so you're gonna want to strategically find like something that you don't necessarily have to fake your interest in. Pile number 4, where you can actually talk to this person. Also, this person wanting to like, they're kind of like laughing, or not laughing in a bad way, but just like, you're asking for how for you to get my attention. I've been wondering all along how to get your attention. And I'm not sure you like what I talk about, or I'm not sure that you really like the things that I'm interested in. So I feel like there is a bit of an awkwardness there. And a lot of times when we meet someone or talk to someone with this mask, we kind of act like we're interested in something, but then we're not. But then, like a particular thing, like ask for help, right? But then we're not really that interested in it. We're just using it as a tactic. And anyway, pile number 4, you got to be careful with this one too. And I feel like with the apple here too, we could have a teacher or somebody who's trying to explain something to a student and getting really frustrated. Maybe some of you guys here are teachers, or you're getting frustrated, but it's like, or maybe you guys had a hard time asking for help anyway, because when you would ask for help from a teacher, they would get very frustrated with you and act annoyed that they even had to help you, okay? Or that they even had to, and then maybe you guys, because of that, had a hard time asking for help, or had a hard time asking for advice or input, okay? And that can be hard when you're trying to get to know someone new, and the person you're talking to is, like a little bit cerebral or intellectual with the Page of Swords, or like a little bit into like nerdy things or geeky things, right? And, just kind of trying to get to know someone a little bit. I'm guessing there was a little bit of frustration with the communication here. And maybe a sense too with this like person is being like very professional or cerebral, or is being very like non-emotional with the Page of Swords, and they're not really like showing their feelings, okay? And you could also be coming off this way to this person too, pile number 4, like that you're kind of giving them the cold shoulder. Somebody needs to break the ice here. Somebody needs to be the first person to kind of like open the communication and create the effort and kind of like approach, you know, and try to find some commonalities. We have here seduction. Oh, my. So attraction, flirting, dating, temptation, hooking up, third party interference. Okay, so you guys may have been like, you know what, like if this person isn't going to talk to me or isn't going to try to get to know me or like rap with me or relate with me, I'm going to go like chat with other people, or I'm going to talk to other people. Maybe you have been talking to multiple people, pile number 4, and you're coming off as being a little bit distracted, okay? Or you're coming off as being hot and cold to this person. Like sometimes you're looking like you're interested, and then other times, I mean, I feel like engaging conversation is important for this person, okay? And, you know, so if you're kind of going hot and cold, like you're really into them, like you're attraction, you're flirting, you're talking, you're acting interested, but then like other, you know, I feel like this person could be a little bit confused about you, all right? And like what your intentions are and what your feelings are for them, okay? And they may feel like it's really hard to get to know you, or like that you're hard to talk to for some reason, pile number 4, okay? And this may be kind of like an issue that comes up in your relationships from time to time, okay? And you know, where your relationships are sometimes running a bit hot and cold, or there is like an initial interest or an initial attraction. Like sometimes we can be like, if we're picking our partners just by like how sexy they look, you know, if this person is picking people because they look sexy and pile number 4 looks sexy, or you pick them for the same reason, sometimes we get to like talking to someone and the conversation is clunky. The conversation isn't really like what we want it to be. But yet, like, we're very attracted to someone. But pile number 4, I'm just going to say, like, establishing common interests, things in common, establishing a good flow of communication could be in the past where your relationships were not really like taking off, okay? And I do think it's important for you guys to like open up, to talk about different things. And if you're truly like not interested, because you get to know someone and you're like, you know, they were really hot, but like I didn't really like the personality or the conversation, then just be done with it. You know, don't try to like make something of it. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of like be done with it. But you may be thinking like, well, is it me? Is it, you know, because if I took that attitude, I'd be done with a lot of things, you know, cold shoulder. And I think you have been done with a lot of things, but you may also be like picky or particular about the people that you want to talk to or spend time with. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. But we want to go a little bit deeper and probe a little bit deeper. Like probe and talk a little bit more and be open to communication a little bit more. That way you can find out, like, is this person, because I feel like the other thing is because people are not really like responding, or they're frustrated with conversation with you, they may back off and give you the cold shoulder. So you start talking to other people. You're talking to, you know, more than you're talking to 2-3 people, maybe yourself. So then now you're coming off as scattered and disinterested. So I think that this is kind of like a domino effect. And sometimes we start talking to someone because they're hot, but then we find out, yeah, like we don't have anything in common, or there's not really anything there. So maybe don't continue on like 5 different conversations, right? Anyway, pile number 3, I love it. And, you know, this could be from the opposite perspective too, of kind of what this person is doing, and you're frustrated because you're trying to get their attention, okay? But there is a communication frustration going on here, all right? We have dragon here. Okay, I also feel like if this person feels like if you don't respond to this person like in a good timely manner, or if you seem distracted, I also feel like this person is going to assume the worst and think that you're talking to a bunch of other people, that you're flirting with other people, that you're seducing other people, that you know, would you like me to seduce you? Is that what you're trying to tell me, right? Anyway, is that what you're trying to tell me? It's like, I don't know what this person is trying to tell me because the communication is like pretty messed up, all right? So we have dragon here for the animal spirits. And I mean, you're very sexy, pile number 4. I feel like you and this person both may have that kind of dragon energy, or be like very sexy or whatever, or have very sexy eyes, or be really good at the art of seduction. But at the same time, I do feel like this person may have a bit of a jealousy kind of a thing, or be kind of possessive. All right. And if you start out kind of like not talking or scattering your energy, I feel like this person thinks that you're talking to other people, or that you're hooking up with other people, or there's other people that are taking up your time. And that's why you're not really like, you know, I don't know, pile number 4. This is like kind of confusing, my loves. But I also just feel like finding a good flow with a particular human being is something that may have been a little bit challenging. And true, I feel like you're getting to the point where you're like, you know, I'm willing to kind of like bend a little bit. I'm willing to consider more than maybe I was in the past. Okay, maybe just kind of focusing on one thing at a time till you kind of like get a better idea. And then if you don't like someone, you can like dismiss them, and then you're not like, you know, kind of messing with your own mind, is what I feel like, pile number 4, okay? So I definitely don't want you guys to like mess with your own mind. You may think that this person, your intuition may be telling you, oh, I think this person is off in talking to other people because they're giving me the cold shoulder, okay? But I honestly feel like there is a communication mishap between you and this person. And I think, you know, I do think that this person is nice and they like to feel useful. Second house resources. Like they're like, I'm a good resource, you know, I can help you out. Dragons are very much associated with money and treasure as well. So again, like with money, or maybe this person is thinking you want to talk to somebody with money, or you want to talk to someone older that has more money. There could be some insecurities as well, and that's why you're giving them the cold shoulder. That's why asking them for help may open up a dialogue here, pile number 4. But also, I just feel like I want to ask you guys, do you really like this person? Because I feel you're a little iffy about it. Like, are you truly like, you know, are you just trying things to see what's going on? Or do you really like this person? Are you like, and maybe you need to kind of talk to them a little bit more in order to figure that out. And that's fine too. But I also feel you're kind of on the fence about them anyway. So if you are, then c'est la vie, pile number 4, right? And I don't know, like, I mean, somebody who is like very insecure, or like constantly like questioning things, or somebody who's like very jealous and possessive all the time may not necessarily be kind of a vibe you want either. You guys may have that about you too, when like, you know, somebody is like not talking or not getting back. You're like, oh, I think it's because they're, you know, just talking to other people, and I think they just don't have time for me, and they're just treating me as some whoever, right? The best way to do that is to melt the ice, I feel, and to just talk to them about something they like and enjoy, and maybe ask for their help with something. And if they're like Johnny on the spot, or they're right there and they're responding, then I would take that as a good sign that they're open and wanting to talk to you too, okay? We have friendship here. Wow. Okay. And maybe that's something that you want to focus on in this connection, is maybe just becoming friends first, right? Because I feel there's a lot of like undertones happening here where it's like, well, you're not talking to me, I'm not talking to you. Like, we both think each other, trying to talk to other people. It's a little convoluted, but I feel you and this person, I feel honestly, pile number 4, in your connections with people, try to form some like mutual interests, right? Like friends. There's always a reason why friends are friends, right? They have things in common, they have things they vibe on, they communicate, they talk. Try to find this first, maybe, and then let the rest come. This person could be worried that you're friend zoning you, or maybe you're getting worried that they're friend zoning you. But honestly, I feel like starting with a friendship and seeing like, do we actually have things in common? Can we talk? Can we flow? Is a better place to begin, okay? And then you're not like you're not getting so like mixed up with different things, okay? So pile number 4, that is what I am getting for you today, my loves. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope everybody has a blessed week. Take care.